hour and a half to get home.
They don't want to hear.
It's brutal.
Shouldn't they be opening that soon? Thought it was like another month.
I should go to the office and it takes me that long to get.
Calling the village council meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda-wise, I've been informed that we are to add to the consent agenda number 12, that being the Almont Fire Department report for August 2024. Any other additions, deletions, or changes to the proposed agenda for this evening? Being none. Roll call.
President Schneider,
Present.
President Pro Tem Dyke,
Present.
Councilmember Feldman,
Present.
Councilmember Glasser,
Present.
Councilmember Kuligowski, Councilmember Powell,
Present.
Councilmember Steffler. Present.
Okay, communications, we have the EMS report for July 2024. For the Village of Alma, EMS calls 29. Township is 13.
Is this report like something we've never seen before, or something we're gonna start getting normally? I don't remember seeing something this detailed before.
I don't, yeah.
Well, we were getting reports, but they weren't this detailed before, so.
Right.
Who sent it?
The Lapeer County EMS.
Could you request they send one already?
Yeah, well, they do automatically.
Okay, because.
Yeah, they must have just changed the format.
Okay, tell them we like the format.
Okay.
Yeah, it is more detailed.
I thought it was quite interesting that there was as big as the township is, that the village like trumped the township double for.
Yes. Maybe we aren't as healthy. And for the village, let's see, the 29 calls, 28 for medical and 1 for domestic assault.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So,
It's MedStar still in Lapeer, but they left Alma in Lapeer
Mhm.
County. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Because they handled all. Okay, that makes sense.
I believe their closest base is Dryden.
Your county EMS. Yeah. MedStar's completely pulled out of Elmont.
moving on to the regular meeting minutes from our September 3rd meeting. First, just to distinguish council members from guests present, the Schneider in the council, and guest present, perhaps you can indicate Stephen C. Schneider, so just so.
In the council member line?
In the guest present, Stephen C.
Oh, C, okay.
Stephen C.
Sure.
Please, thanks. Okay. Okay, and moving on to regular agenda item number 2. Second paragraph, this is as to resolution 24-09-02, and line 3 of paragraph 2. Beginning with authorized signers, I believe the next word should be as stated on the record, as opposed to and. And that's all I had for minutes. General fund. Major streets, local streets, Parks and Recreation Fund, Downtown Development Authority Fund, Sewer Fund, Water Fund, Equipment Fund, Payroll Register Report, Water Report, DPW September monthly report.
late does limb trimming go? Because I know don't they switch it out for leaves at some point?
Yeah, we just sent publication to the paper for next week. Leaf pickup begins the third week in October, so we'll.
Let's do limb the first week of October.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wastewater treatment plant report for September.
I did have one comment. The report indicates we are in compliance with the NPDES permit for August, which I believe is true. But it's my understanding that we were issued a violation notice from Eagle on August 22nd. So I just wanted to make sure council was aware, our manager was aware.
What was the violation?
It sounds like there was some issues associated with our biosolids applicator.
Where, since it's not in the report?
The notification was addressed to Mr. Farley, so you should have it. If not, you can get a copy online if you need it.
Yeah, but it should be, if something like that happens, it should be in the report.
Yeah.
Which is why I brought it up, just so.
Oh, is that the same thing as the first line of the report? It says that the plant was in compliance with MPDES permit?
Probably that's a reference to our effluent limits, but yeah, it is there are violations cited of the MPDES permit associated with the biosolids.
So there should be communication with our superintendent regarding those reports. Okay. All right. Police department activity report.
I have another note too. Sorry. So we had asked the previous chief for different type of format or more explanation on the reports, and I would like to reiterate that with our new chief. I believe we were sent one. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. President, the chief noted to me that this was an oversight. He will have them in the new format going forward. But he did realize that it was an oversight at the last minute. It should have been in the separate, much more detailed format as he had done before.
Yeah, I really liked how that was presented, how we previously saw that. So thank you for passing that along.
It does appear that he's performing well. Okay, ordinance enforcement officer monthly report.
Cleaned up.
Construction code authority.
Were we staying, I remember having a conversation, Mr. Manager, about construction code authority and whether we were going to look for other options. Is that still, okay.
Yes, we have not, other than some casual conversations, made any move in that direction.
Okay.
And that report is also known as the building permit report. Excuse me. Financial position report. In the memorandum from our clerk treasurer. Can you just remind us, Kim, House Bill 5797 is what?
That is the postmark where they're going to make it a requirement that we accept postmarks for taxes.
As
and-
opposed to when it's actually received.
Correct.
Okay. Are you able to share at all what was discussed in that meeting you had, MMTA, Treasurer Ribner, as to Chat GPT? Anything you can?
Yeah, I mean, they just went over all the different varieties, what's out there, what's free, what, what you can get for free and what you have to pay for and stuff. So, there are many treasurers that use it regularly. I'm just dipping my toe in it.
Any indication that Chat GPT will be taking over from clerk treasurers?
I don't know. They might be taking over the whole world. I don't know.
More than likely. That's the way it's looking. Okay, well, thanks for filling in. Oh, and then item number 12 is the Almont Fire Department report for August. We're going to start to receive those regularly now,
Yes.
apparently. This is a good thing. I don't know why it weren't before, but that's a plus. Okay, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by President Pro Tem Dykes, supported by Councilmember Steffler, to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Objections? Unanimously approved by all council members in attendance. Now is public comment time for any agenda item this evening. There's any public comment time? Being none. Regular agenda item number 1, ferrochloride purchase approval. A memorandum submitted by our wastewater treatment plant superintendent recommending that we purchase the ferrochloride, which we absolutely need, from PVS Chemical, which is also the least expensive. Discussion, council?
Yeah, I see he's buying the minimum amount that we can buy.
And it's a necessity. And I think that's who we've been purchasing from previously. So it's consistent. But it does
We
need
had
council approval.
We had 1,000 gallons left over from last year's purchase, so.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of ferric chloride from PBS Chemical in the amount of $9,880.
Support.
Support come from? It was Steve. Sorry, thanks. Thought it was that direction. Okay, a motion brought by Councilmember Steffler, supported by Councilmember Powell to approve the ferric chloride purchase. As stated on the record, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Objections? Unanimously approved by all those council members in attendance. Regular agenda item number 2, Urban and Community Forestry Grant. The memorandum is from our clerk treasurer, but I believe that discussion is going to be presented by you, Manager
Yes.
Gerberson.
Yes, Mr. President, the grant application is one that is a one-to-one match. I've been preparing an application that would include installing 20 trees throughout the community. The bid that I have would cost us roughly $8,000. The request I will have of the council tonight is that they would make a simple motion to support that grant application with the match of the cost of us installing those trees and DPW equipment and so on. So that we would simply match the grant application. Again, it is a tree planting grant. That's the category I selected. There were 4 or 5 different types that could be applied for. Staff and I reviewed town. We came up with 2 particular spots that could benefit from trees. if the grant application is approved. And again, the amount we were looking at is 20 trees, 5 different types, 4 trees of each type. So my very disappointed, it's tough to talk about it. I had this grant all filled out on my computer today. We were working on some of the graphics we were going to add to it. I returned to the computer and it was gone. I've reached out to the granting agency to see if they have a way of recalling it for me, that it's there in our name, all our data is attached. So I'll be anxiously hoping that happens in the morning and I can wrap this up. So I just have no idea why it happened. Again, it was completely out of the blue, but it's a fillable form. And as I had no way that I could recognize to save it from step to step. That's why I waited till today to do it, because I had all the data together. I finally got the bid from American Tree today, so I was ready to move forward. So hopefully it'll be completely online tomorrow and done tomorrow morning. So again, my request is that the council make a motion to support using village equipment and manpower to the tune of a minimum of $8,000 to match the grant request. Any questions?
Would the financial amount of using the village equipment and manpower be equal to the $8,000, or is there?
It will be at least $8,000.
Okay.
To dig
So
the
nothing
holes.
would come out of the budget, like from just like, I don't know, general fund or whatever.
Well, if we got the grant, that should cover the cash expense of buying the trees. They're delivered here and we then install them. So there should be no cost out of the general fund.
Discussion, council?
Good first step. Get some more trees on the ground.
We have a motion.
I will make a motion that we approve the commitment of DPW labor, equipment, and materials as the required match for the community forestry grant and our application.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Steffler, supported by Councilmember Feldman, for the Urban and Community Forestry Grant. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimously approved by all council members in attendance. Now is the time for public comment. For any non-agenda item, is there any public comment this evening? Don't all rush up at once. There isn't? Okay, that concludes our agenda for this evening. It's now time for a discussion by fellow staff and council. Manager Kerberson, anything?
Yes, touch base on a
Comment.
couple items. As you all know, I was out of town last week at a conference. I'm going to be providing a report on that. ChatGPT, I sat through a large presentation on that. And as the clerk treasurer mentioned, it is the focus of how it can be used to help you do your daily work rather than take over your daily work. So, and of course, a great review of the many, many resources available. So I'll be getting that out. They did also give each member that attended a book, so I'll make that book available to the council members to look at as well. Interesting, it's on the history of the Michigan Municipal League, one of the oldest in the country. Just a few items to touch base on. A lot of it is festival related, we had requested that I had requested GLTA provide a shuttle from the school parking lot to downtown through the day on the 21st, and we were turned down by the GLTA board. That was disappointing. Everything else we've tried to do for this project has went very well. That was the only unfortunate item out of the list, but I thought I'd let you know that. Village staff is very prepared for the festival. We have staff that will be on duty from DPW through the day Saturday, and our police force will be there staffing all the days of the festival. So you'll be seeing them in town. Specifically, their charge is to be involved in the festival and inside the limits as a majority of the day, on foot mostly, as I understand it. We've had great communication with the fire chief and the fire department, much more than in the past, I guess, and he's very happy about that new open communication. And we're going to do a follow-up review of our plans Friday morning, and they are participating in the festival, providing a truck that will be staffed. And let's see, we've placed on Facebook the road closure letter that we distributed last week to all the property owners and the physical addresses, both within the corridor where the road will be completely closed. So we've only had 2 comments, questions at Village Hall about it, but we've had several comments saying they're happy they knew that they were made aware of it. Let's see. And we did place it, I think I already said this, on our Facebook page. So that letter is out there for access to anyone, including a map of the road closure and the detour, the basics of it. So I think that's it.
And as to the road closure, we're only going to have the sheriff's deputies.
Oh, yes.
At each end.
As a support for our event, the sheriff has provided us 4 cars through the day that will specifically man M53 road closure with their cars on the road, with their two men to control the detour route and keep it moving and moving smoothly. And they're also providing some staff later in the evening to support our department in the beer tent throughout the evening. So absolutely huge amount of help coming from the sheriff's department this year. And they're also going to bring their, is it AMRAM? Is that what you call it?
MRAP.
MRAP vehicle. That's a military vehicle to the event to sit at the 4 corners, and it'll be staffed so that the kids can climb in it, or any of us, and interact with their deputies and see how it works. So lots of support from the sheriff's department this year. Very appreciated.
Super. Very good. You're all set? I know.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Kim, anything to bring to council?
Just letting everybody know I will be out of the office next week at an MMTA conference.
If anyone is interested in the Heritage Festival volunteer meeting, that's going to be tomorrow at Hideaway Lanes at 6 p.m. So again, if anybody wants to know how the event's going to go, want to volunteer, some of the students want credit hours, they can sign up there as well. So again, just for awareness, in case anyone knew that we're having a festival on Saturday.
Very detailed schedule was
Yes.
set out,
Mhm.
thoroughly structured. Yeah. So schedule's really good. Anything else? That's all good. Pete?
So
Tim?
Yeah, police patrol in the neighborhoods. They were coming really long, good to see. DPW was out scrubbing the parking lots for the festival. I know they've been doing a lot of work, so heads up to them. And Wayne, you might have brought 500 cars, but Dale got us an AMRAP.
Well, we can't give all the surprises away yet.
Mindy?
Nothing, just to say, appreciate all the hard work that's being put in by staff and Wayne to put together this festival. I'm looking forward to it.
Steve?
I just wanted to recognize Kim for updating the village org chart online on the village website. Looks better, so thanks. That's all.
I give my support and admiration to the DDA and that intense, enthusiastic effort in setting all this up and looking forward to it, because last year's was a big boost to our community, classic car show wise and the actual festival itself. And it looks like it's going to be another huge success and just enhances, I think, all of our community, village, and township. We're adjourned.
Guys need signatures on your paper?
Let's clap it all.